Hey guys, Dave Lee coming at you once again with another Blu-ray collection update video. This is the massive Blu-ray collection haul video that I've been promising for a number of weeks now. As you know, I've been collecting Disney Blu-rays for the last like 11 or 12 years now. I put a lot of time, energy, and a lot of money into this collection right here, which spans everything from Walt Disney Animation, Disney Toons Studios, Pixar, and really all the other little subsidiary labels that produced animation for Disney over the years. And as I said, my biggest focus has been collecting all these Disney things. And you would probably notice out there, I know a lot of people have actually messaged in and saying, you don't have a lot of other animated titles in your collection other than Disney. And again, that's because I've just really been focusing on getting this collection down pat. And recently, look, Disney have slowed down. Most everything is out on Blu-ray already. They are now re-releasing a lot of stuff on 4K, so there's not a lot of time, energy, or money going towards having to fill in the Disney collection anymore. So I thought, you know what? It's finally time to go back and track down a bunch of these animated movies that I may have neglected over the years. Now, if we look down here, this is my animated collection right here. A very paltry selection of stuff. We've got a very small collection of DreamWorks titles, kind of the DreamWorks ones that have come out over the last few years, I guess maybe the last decade, some of the more recent ones, some more random things here from random studio bits and pieces. We've got a lot of Blue Sky ones, quite a few of them, a few of the Illumination ones, mostly Despicable Me, and then a bunch of other Sony Animation, and then some random things here, Leica, Warner Brothers, all that. And like I said, I've very much neglected this side of the collection. And now that a lot of my videos are focusing on animation that's not Disney, I thought it was about time to finally pad out the animation collection and have a look at this. This is the result of about 2 months worth of trying to fill in this collection. Whoop. It's a bunch of stuff. A bunch of stuff that I've ordered in online from Amazon, and oh, of course, picked up from JB Hi-Fi as well. So I've been spending a lot of time, I guess probably the last 2 months, trying to fill in this collection. I'm finally at the point where I'm like, I think there's only 1 or 2 bits and pieces that I need to pick up, and I'm waiting for them to drop down in price before we do that. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff to get into here, so let's get into it. All right, as I said, this is a whole bunch of stuff that has come in over the last couple of months, so there's no real order to anything here. It's just a big hodgepodge selection of everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a minute or two just kind of unwrapping all of this stuff. I know you love watching me unbox, unwrap all these packages. I'm going to order them, and then we're going to get into it. So let's do it. Alright, so there is all of this stuff here, and there is all of this stuff here, and there's all of this stuff here as well. This is essentially, I've just counted as I've been pulling them out, almost 50 titles here, which is insane. So again, I'm going to order all these, and then we're going to have some kind of order to this video, so bear with me again for another couple of seconds. Finally, I've sorted all of these into studios, so it's going to make it a lot easier for me to go through them and talk about them. First up, we're going to start with DreamWorks. Now, this is the one thing where I kind of went through my collection, I went, you know, I'm lacking like a whole lot of the DreamWorks back catalog, like a lot of it. So I've gone back and I've picked up a whole bunch of DreamWorks titles there. Now, this first batch that I will show you, these are all the ones that they released in America maybe a year ago, maybe a couple of years ago. A bunch of back catalog titles that they had never actually put on Blu-ray before. Universal now, I believe, has the home media distribution for a lot of the DreamWorks stuff now. So they were actually able to go back through the back catalog, release all this stuff which had never been put on Blu-ray before. I waited this whole time, a couple of years, to pick them up, to see if they were released in Australia, because I thought it might have been easier to pick them up just in the country instead of importing from the US, which is becoming hard harder and harder these days to do, and more expensive, but they didn't come out here, so I thought I would actually just pick them up on Amazon US. Now, a lot of the stuff in this video, including these titles here, there's a few others that I will point out as we go along. I used Amazon commissions to pay for them. All you lovely people out there, whenever you click through a link that I post on one of my Blu-ray announcements or Blu-ray unboxings, all those videos, I get a very, very small commission from your sale. It's less than 5%. So over the last couple of years, I've built up the commissions. They come to me in the form of an Amazon gift card, and I thought I'd put that all that money towards stuff that I thought would further my channel, that would make a great maybe haul video, or that would help me in learning or teaching myself stuff that I thought would be beneficial for the channel. I thought, since I'm doing a lot of animation videos at the moment, stuff that's not necessarily Disney, buying a whole bunch of these animated titles would help further my knowledge and help me make these videos. So I put all those commissions that you guys have sent my way to good use for the channel, so you guys are putting back towards the channel. So all of these ones here are used on commissions. I think they were quite cheap actually. Most of these went down in price, and I thought this is the time to jump on these, and I had enough commission there to cover them, which I thought was awesome. First up is Ants. This was one of the very first DreamWorks animated titles. I loved this as a kid, but haven't seen it for a very, very, very long time. Same with Prince of Egypt. This one came out when I was very young as well, probably late 90s I think these two were, and I remember loving this one. This is one of very few traditionally animated DreamWorks titles. So Prince of Egypt, unfortunately that one didn't come in a slipcover. You will see most of them did come in slips, except for this one and another one. Don't know what I'm going to do there. If anyone out there has the slips and doesn't want them, send them my way. If not, I'll probably just make myself up a couple of slips, because they just look, I'll show you at the end, they look silly. There's like two that don't have slips. Next up is Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas. I don't remember watching this. I think this is kind of around the time I fell off that DreamWorks bandwagon. I was a kid when these came out. I was getting a little bit older when this one came out. So a lot of these I actually haven't seen, which is kind of weird, but I'm looking forward to seeing that one. I think Brad Pitt's in that. It looks pretty cool. Spirit, the Stallion of the Cimarron, is the next one up. This is the other one that didn't come in a slip. Matt Damon, I believe, did the voice of this. Apparently it's quite good. He does the narration. I don't think the animals actually talk in the movie. Apparently it's very good. Looking forward to checking that one out. This was a classic when I was a kid, which was Chicken Run. Oh, I love this movie so much. From the DreamWorks Aardman collaboration, they released a couple of movies together. The other one was Flashed Away, which stars Hugh Jackman. I saw a bit of it on television, and I thought, this actually looks quite good, so I'm going to track that down. I did. And the other Aardman one there was, of course, Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were Rabbit. Love Wallace and Gromit. Never seen this. For some reason, just never got around to seeing this, so I'm excited about that. Now, there was another title here. It's not a DreamWorks one, but it is an Aardman one, so I'll just slip it in here. It is the Shaun the Sheep movie, who as much as I love Wallace and Gromit, I only realized recently that Shaun the Sheep is the sheep from Wallace and Gromit. I just thought it was some silly little cartoon sheep for kids, and then I realized that's the Wallace and Gromit sheep, so I had to get this. I think the second Shaun the Sheep movie, Farmageddon or whatever it's called, that is just come out, or is coming out on Blu-ray over the next couple of weeks, so I will pick that one up when I get it for a good price. Again, not DreamWorks, but I thought I'd just slip it in there with the other Aardman things. The other DreamWorks titles we've got here is The Road to El Dorado. I do remember watching this as a kid, and I really loved it. It's got music by Elton John, and I'm really excited to checking that one out again. The next one up, Shark Tale. This movie is absolute trash. I remember seeing this and just awful movie, but I had to get it for completer's sake. As one of my good mates out there, Radio Mike, would call it, Shark Fail. Absolutely awful. But again, completer's sake, we got to get it. Check out Radio Mike. He's a good bloke. He's got a great podcast. He's got a great channel out there as well. Does some good stuff on YouTube. Got to check him out. And of course, the last one here is Over the Hedge. I have seen this one. I remember seeing this one when it first came out, probably on DVD, I guess. I must have hired it from Blockbuster because it's not in the collection. But there we go. I really enjoyed this one. I think Bruce Willis was in this, and a couple of others were in there as well. I actually thought that was a lot of fun. So I'm happy to have that one in the collection now as well. So that's all of those DreamWorks ones that were just recently reissued. I love the way they all line up there on the spines, but again, shame that these two here don't have slipcovers, which is a little bit, it just looks silly. It just looks silly. So I'm gonna either make slips up for them, or again, if you have the slips, you don't want them, please let me know. Send me get comment, send me an email, whatever, and send them over to me. Of course, that is not it for the DreamWorks titles, though. We've got this little pile here as well. These are ones that I've actually picked up in Australia. All these were available in the country. I believe most of them were reissued as part of this like slipcover collection over in the States. I thought it would be easier and cheaper just to source them in the country. I thought I'll wait until JB Hi-Fi or Amazon does like a really good animation sale. Just so happened, like 1 or 2 weeks after I ordered that lot, a lot of animated titles went on sale. Most of these I got for like between $5 and $7. So all of these were bought on Amazon or in there was a couple in JB, I think, which I'll say as we go along. So B-movie, apparently this one is absolute trash as well. It's got Seinfeld in there, but it was like $5. And again, just to complete that collection, had to pick that one up. Next up, we got How to Train Your Dragon 2 and How to Train Your Dragon number 3. I have the first one already in the collection, so I went and picked these ones up. This one is only 2D. There is a 3D version of this out there. Actually, there's a 3D version of a lot of these out there, but a lot of them are either out of print or just far too expensive, and I thought for the sake of just spending $5, I'd rather just get the 2D one and get in the collection. Don't watch a lot of 3D these days anyway, so it doesn't bother me too much. Usually it would bother me. Usually I'd try and go for that 3D one, but when there's no other option, I just wanted to fill in this collection as quick as I could. Apparently these ones are great in 3D. I might pick this one up, the third one in 3D at some point, but I'm not too sure. But anyway, for now, I've got them in the collection. Never watched them. Apparently, they're fantastic. Everyone says they're like the best DreamWorks films, so I'm looking forward to watching those ones. And these ones, I was actually surprised. I thought I had these, or I thought I had at least had the first couple of them, is Kung Fu Panda 1, Kung Fu Panda 2, and Kung Fu Panda 3. Again, all of these were available in 3D, or at least the number 2 and 3, but they're all out of print now. So I just went with these. I think, again, these were like $6 or $7 each. I can't remember if I've ever seen it. Again, looking forward to checking those ones out. I'll have a bit of Jack Black, so they got to be good, shortly, hopefully. Next up, a couple of spin-off films from DreamWorks. We've got Puss in Boots and Penguins of Madagascar. Don't know what to think about this one, especially. I wasn't a huge fan of the Madagascar films. I do have all of the other ones in the collection already, but I had to pick this up. I think this one was really cheap. Actually, this one was like, I think $6 or $7, and then the week after they had the 3D one for like $3. I was fuming. I was really annoyed. Anyway, so I got that, and then Puss in Boots. Apparently, it's good. It's got like a 7 or something on IMDb, so I think I'm looking forward to seeing that. Shrek. The first Shrek is my favorite DreamWorks film. Second Shrek I thought was great. Third was awful. I don't think I've ever watched it in full. The fourth one I thought was okay. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how I feel about Puss in Boots. Penguins of Madagascar I don't have a lot of hope for, but again, got to complete that collection there. A few other ones here from the last few years that apparently this one's great, called Rise of the Guardians. So I'm looking forward to seeing that one. Just looks really cool, like a cool like fantasy adventure. We've got Turbo, which again looks like probably one of the lesser ones, but might be a bit of fun. We got Home. Don't know too much about this one at all, but it looks like a bit of a fun, quirky little space alien thing. And of course, Captain Underpants, which is one that I thought looked pretty stupid. I think the Captain Underpants books were coming out when I was a kid. I never really read them though, but a lot of my friends read them and just thought they were hilarious. But apparently it's quite good, so I'm looking forward to that. And the one final DreamWorks title here, I had to pick up Trolls. This was part of the 2 for $30 on 4K, so I matched that one with How to Train Your Dragon 3, as you saw before. And I believe they were both, I didn't say it before, but they were both part of the 2 for $30 on JB Hi-Fi, so both those came from JB. There was also a 30% off sale at the time too, so I got them both for $11. And I thought I'd either pay $7 for the Blu-ray or $11 for the 4K. I went with the 4K for both of those. I don't know what to think about this. Lots of people say it's great, but it doesn't look like something I think I'll really enjoy that much. But again, I'll check it out and see how we go. So that is all the DreamWorks ones. And now I believe I have all the DreamWorks movies now, except for, is it called Joseph, Prince of Dreams, or Joseph something or other, which is the spin-off of the Prince of Egypt, or the prequel or something. It's the only straight-to-home media movie that DreamWorks have ever done. And also Abominable, which is the latest DreamWorks film. Don't have that one either. But other than that, that is the DreamWorks collection completed with all the other ones that I showed down there before as well. All right, so the next, I guess, most important part of this collection are ones that I've been really wanting to get for years and years. Never got around to it. Most of them, actually, all of these I use commissions on as well. So between the DreamWorks catalog ones and these ones, they all came from your commissions. So again, thank you so much for giving back to the channel in just a very small little way. These ones here are films from magnificent animator Don Bluth, who of course was with the Walt Disney Studios. And then went off and formed his own studios, took a bunch of the Disney animators with him and formed his own studio, made some really great traditionally animated films. Anyway, let's take a look at the Don Bluth films I picked up. This is most of Bluth's stuff, except for, I think, Rockadoodle. I can't get my head, that's far too expensive. It's like it's only just come out, it's really expensive, released by an independent label. Is another one or two, but I can't remember off the top of my head. First off, we'll take a look at this. This is a 3-movie collection of Anastasia, Fern Gully, and Thumbelina. Usually I would like to buy them individually, but buying the 3-pack was way cheaper than buying all 3 of them individually. In fact, it was about a third of the cost of buying them all individually. Plus, every title I get, I have to pay additional shipping, and then you have to pay additional tax on top of that. So I just thought getting it this way was the cheapest way. Anastasia and actually all 3 of these I remember watching as a kid and really enjoying, but I especially loved Anastasia and Thumbelina. All of these were actually released in Australia many years ago, but are now out of print, so I thought I'd just source them from the US, and they all come on individual discs in there, which I think is really, really great. Part of this Own the Moments collection from MGM, 20th Century Fox. We also got The Land Before Time, which I believe is a Don Bluth film that was produced by George Lucas and Steven Spielberg, which I'm very excited to get back into again. I saw this as a kid, really loved it. There's like 10 of these, I think. This is the only one that I'm interested in getting. Apparently the other ones are terrible. So Land Before Time again, the great dinosaur animated film. I loved this as a kid. Now these two here, American Tail and American Tail 2, Fievel Goes West. Never seen them. These ones I think are huge in America. They're like iconic animated classics, but I guess they just never had that kind of classic or even cult classic status here in Australia because I've never watched them. But these look really great. Don Bluth didn't do the sequel, but Steven Spielberg produced both of them under Amblin Animation. So I'm very excited to see them because apparently they're really good. Now this one isn't a Bluth film, but it is an Amblin Entertainment film. So I'll slip this in here just as I slipped in Shaun the Sheep with the DreamWorks stuff. This one's called We're Back, A Dinosaur Story. This is one, I don't know if I ever watched it or if I just saw it on the shelf at Blockbuster a lot, but I remember this cover and I remember loving the cover. Whether I saw the movie or not, I just loved the dinosaurs. So I think if I watch it, it will maybe trigger memories of whether I actually have seen the movie or not. But again, mixed reviews on this one. Some people love it. Some people just think it's just like middle rung. It's got John Goodman in there, so hopefully it's not too bad, but I'm looking forward to sinking my teeth into that one. Again, not a Don Bluth film, but Amblin Entertainment, so Steven Spielberg produced that one, just as he did a couple of those Don Bluth ones I've just shown there. All right, so next up, a couple more Bluth films. Now, again, I found these cheaper to buy in a multi-pack. I could buy them all individually, but the multi-pack was just far cheaper, especially when it came in what is called the MGM 90th Anniversary Best of Family Collection, which comes with, I think, 9 films. And this was cheap. This was like the equivalent, I think, of about $20 Australian for 9 films. And it would have cost me exactly the same just to buy 3 of these animated movies that I wanted. Now, the live action films that are in this, we'll get them out of the way. Greatest Story Ever Told, just like a biblical epic. I love biblical epics. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Black Stallion, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which I do already own, and Fiddler on the Roof, which I don't own, so I'm happy to get all of those into my collection, my classic collection, which I think is great. And the animated titles in here are The Pebble and the Penguin, The Secret of Nim, All Dogs Go to Heaven 1 and 2, and one called Igor, which is some MGM animated thing, which I don't really know too much about. One I've actually done, because I want all my animated films together, and I don't want like this best of family collection up with all the live action films or my classics collection, and every time I want to get to these animated ones, I just want my animated films together. So what I've done is I've actually, as you'll see in here, they're just all kind of thrown in there. Oh, you see Igor's there. I haven't done anything with that just yet, but all the films are in there. I've taken the animated titles, the ones that I really wanted, out of there, and I made 2 covers up for them there. So we've got Secret of Nim and Pebble and Penguin. I made up a multi-pack for them, which I'm designed to look like this Own the Moments one. So they're kind of two little peas in a pod right there, which I'm excited about. So I made that cover up from scratch. I used that template and just kind of made it up. And same with this one. I used, I think that was from the DVD collection, All Dogs Go to Heaven 1 and 2. There was a DVD collection. So I used that on the front, made the spine, and then made the back there as well. And as you can see inside there, the films that were in that box set collection, I did there. So I think that's pretty cool. I will do something with Igor, but I actually don't have any spare cases. I was lucky I had 2 spare cases there, and I will, once I get my hands on some spare cases, I'll put Igor in one as well. There's a bunch of other stuff that I've got lying around that I want to separate. I've got like all these 2-movie or 3-movie or 4-movie collections that I would prefer to like part out into individual cases, but I find it really hard to get my hands on Blu-ray cases. Here in Australia, you can't buy it. You used to be able to buy DVD cases everywhere, but I've never actually gone into a store where you can buy empty Blu-ray cases. I don't even really know where to get them online. You can get them from a few American places. They're really expensive. If anyone out there has any spare Blu-ray cases lying around, let me know. Write a comment, send me an email, whatever, and we can organize to, maybe you can send them over to me. Please, maybe. I don't know. If not, let me know down below where I can get some spare cases really cheaply. So that there is all the Don Bluth ones that are in my collection now, and a few live action things that I've thrown in there for good measure. Now let's take a look at this little pile here of Warner Brothers animation titles. A couple of these don't look great, but they were very, very cheap. These two here, Happy Feet 1 and Happy Feet 2. I remember seeing Happy Feet in cinemas when it first came out. Didn't like it at all, but I think it might grow on me now with a little bit of age. I think I'll probably maybe appreciate a little bit more. I love Robin Williams. He's my absolute favorite of just anyone. I love Robin Williams. And this was a groundbreaking Australian animated film directed by George Miller, who did the Mad Max films. So it's one that I think was important to add to the collection. Amazon had it for $5, so I had to pick it up. And to pair with that, Happy Feet 2, I think was $6. This is the 3D edition. The 3D was cheaper than the 2D, so I picked that up. So I've got the 2 Happy Feet movies there. And then we've got a couple of other Warner Brothers animation ones here. Legends of the Guardians, Hours of Ga'Hoole. Apparently it's really good. I've heard that it's really great. A Zack Snyder film. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to seeing that. And we've got Storks as well, which had decent reviews. It looks like one that's probably going to be middle of the rung animated film, but one that might just be fun to put on one night when I just want to burn some brain cells. So Storks and Hours of Ga'Hoole. Now this one, this is not Warner Brothers, but it's distributed by Village Roadshow, which is essentially is Warner Brothers. Norm of the North. Apparently this is terrible. Reviews are awful. It's got like a 3 or a 4 on IMDb, which is a terrible, terrible rating. Reviews on Rotten Tomatoes is like, this is trash movie. And the comments on there made me laugh so much. The little reviews that I read on Rotten Tomatoes made me laugh so much that I thought, this sounds so bad that I have to see it. I just have to see Norm of the North and just have a laugh. That's probably the one that I'm most looking forward to. As sad as it is, that's the one I'm most looking forward to out of all of this to dive into. I think it's going to be just bad fun. Now we've got a small collection of Sony Pictures animation now. I actually have most of the Sony Pictures animation titles in my collection. There might be 1 or 2 that I'm missing still that I can't think of off the top of my head. I'm sure you'll let me know down in the comments what I'm missing here. Picked up Hotel Transylvania 2 and Hotel Transylvania 3. Now again, I would usually buy these in 3D, but the 3D of this one was, I don't think it's out of print, but it's far too expensive. And this was like $6 on Amazon Australia, so I picked that one up. And this one here was sent over by my wonderful friends over at kicks.com.au. Really great new Australian website, web store, where you can go and buy a lot of Blu-rays, DVDs for really great prices. So check them out. They sent that one over to me, so thanks to the guys over at Kicks. The first Hotel Transylvania I've watched it. I thought it was quite fun, so I'm looking forward to watching 2 and 3. The first one I do have in 3D. I would have liked to have these in 3D, but again, this was free and this one was really cheap, so that was just an easy way to get them in the collection. And the other Sony Pictures animation one that I got was Goosebumps. This is the first one. I saw this in cinemas. I didn't really like it, but I saw it at an open-air cinema at the Botanic Gardens, like the summer thing. They do it in the gardens, where they have the big like blow-up screen. I'm not really a big fan of like open-air cinema stuff. It's always fun. It's like a fun little novelty. Same with like drive-thrus. I enjoy it, but I don't enjoy it because it's a really awful way to experience a movie. Tinny audio, really crappy picture. So I'm thinking maybe if I watch this properly, I might actually enjoy it a little bit more. Didn't bother to buy the second one. The second one was $5 as well, but it just didn't look great. Let me know in the comments if Goosebumps 2 is worth picking up, and I will pick it up and add it to the collection. So next up, we've got a couple from Blue Sky Animation. Well, actually, one's from Blue Sky and one's just from Fox Animation. First one there is Ferdinand. This is one that I just thought didn't look very good, but upon looking at reviews, it sounds like it's actually going to be quite serviceable, hopefully enjoyable. So I grabbed Ferdinand. I think that was $6 or $7 on Amazon Australia. And Book of Life is one that I've been wanting to pick up for a very long time now. This looks really great, and by all accounts, it is a really great film. It's from producer Guillermo del Toro and director George Gutierrez. And I think they're both great filmmakers. I'm really looking forward to seeing that one. And I'm looking forward to seeing Ferdinand as well. So there's two Fox ones. I think I have all the Blue Sky ones now. Let me know in the comments if I don't. But I think for now, that is the Blue Sky and the Fox Animation side done. Couple more here. We have got two from Illumination Entertainment. We've got Sing. This was sent in from my wonderful friends over at kicks.com.au as well. This doesn't look that great, but the reviews for it are actually fairly great. So it's one that I think I'll check out and hopefully enjoy. If not, again, it was sent in from Kick, so thanks for helping me get that into the collection. And this one as well, we bought in the 2 for $30 4K deal. We must have paired this up with, I think, a live action film. I can't remember what, but this is The Secret Life of Pets. Again, one that I was just not interested in picking up because it didn't look like something I was that interested in, but the reviews look fairly good, and I've heard a lot of people say it's actually quite enjoyable. Don't have the second one yet. The second one has only just come out, and it's still quite expensive, so I will pick that one up when it comes down in price. But again, yeah, pick that one up in 4K as part of the 2 for $30 at JB Hi-Fi. With that 30% off, so it was like $11 for the 4K disc. I thought that was a fairly good price. All right, my voice is disappearing now, so luckily we've only got two more titles here to go through. Now, these are two Hanna-Barbera titles, so I'm very excited about these. I ordered these in from Wow HD. They usually have really cheap stuff, sometimes cheaper than Amazon, most of the time actually cheaper than Amazon, and they ship to Australia, free shipping, and I've been watching these ones. These were originally $45, I think, when they first came out. I've been waiting. They both dropped to $28. I thought, this is my time to grab them. We've got Johnny Quest, the complete original series, and the Jetsons, the complete original series. So now that I've filled in my DreamWorks, I've filled in most of the other stuff, there's only a couple of Don Bluths I need to get. What I'm focusing on now is going back and picking up all these like Hanna-Barbera, Warner Brothers, MGM, cartoon series and shorts that are out on Blu-ray that I've neglected over the years. So there we go, that is everything. Again, a bunch of Don Bluth and a bunch of like Sony Pictures Animation, Illumination, 20th Century Fox, all that. And then the piece de resistance of this collection right here is the DreamWorks stuff, which I'm so excited to get into. Again, I'm going to watch all those DreamWorks ones very soon and do a DreamWorks ranking video at some point when it becomes relevant. Probably next time a DreamWorks movie comes out. I missed the boat with Trolls 2, Trolls World Tour, whatever it's called. I missed the boat. But at that is it. My voice is disappearing. I've been filming all afternoon, so I gotta give it a little bit of a rest now. But that is it. That is my collection right there. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Finally, in the comments below, let me know which movies I should check out first, which movies are really good, which movies are just not gonna be very good at all. And I'll go through all those comments and I'll start pecking away at these movies and start watching them over the next few weeks or next few months, I guess. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. Again, guys, until next time, stay safe, take it easy, stay at home. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. If this is your first time viewing one of my videos and you'd like to see more like it in the future, then please don't forget to hit that big old subscribe button up on your screen, as well as that like button down below for that little extra support. Also, don't forget to check me out on social media, and please consider supporting me over on Patreon. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic day.